sleep. I am young Homer, here to guide you deeper into the rise and fall of Zeus. Tonight, we continue Series 8, Implications of Zeus's Actions, Seen and Unseen, Consequences with Episode 66, The Flood of Deucalion, A World Reborn. In this tale, we revisit the great flood sent by Zeus to cleanse the earth, a flood that washes away the arrogance and misdeeds of mortals. But in this world of endless waters, two figures remain, Deucalion and his wife Pyrrha, the last of humankind, chosen for their virtue and loyalty to the gods. Together, they survive the flood, and from their courage and resilience, a new world will arise. This is a story of destruction and rebirth, of faith rewarded, and of a second chance for all of humankind. As we enter this story of loss and renewal, allow yourself to settle deeply into the warmth of your bed, feeling safe, grounded, and fully supported. Close your eyes if you wish, and take a slow, deep breath in, letting calm spread through your chest, as gentle as a quiet sea after a storm. As you exhale, release any tension, allowing your body to grow heavy, sinking into stillness and ease. This is your time to rest, to release, and to find peace. Now focus on the gentle rhythm of your breath. Each inhale and exhale is calm and steady as waves lapping against a peaceful shore. Take a slightly deeper breath in, filling yourself with calm, and hold it softly for a moment. And then as you exhale, imagine any tightness dissolving, leaving only warmth and comfort. One more time, breathe in deeply, and as you exhale, feel yourself sinking deeper, calm and serene. Now let's guide each part of the body to soften, inviting rest with every breath. Start with your forehead, allowing it to relax completely as you exhale. Move to your jaw, releasing any tightness, letting it rest gently. Now, bring awareness to your shoulders. Inhale deeply, then let them fall softly, like raindrops settling upon still waters. Allow your arms and hands to grow heavy, resting peacefully by your sides. Notice the gentle rise and fall in your chest and belly, inhaling as your belly rises, and on the exhale, releasing any last bits of tension, feeling light and free. Shift your focus to your hips and thighs, letting them sink deeper into the bed, fully supported and relaxed. And finally, bring your attention to your calves, feet, and toes, allowing them to release completely, grounded and serene. Now, imagine yourself upon a vast, silent sea, where the sky stretches endlessly, soft and clear. Horizon as they float upon the waves, survivors of an ancient world now washed away. Around them the waters have stilled, and above a bright dawn begins to break, promising a new world, a fresh beginning. With each breath, feel yourself surrounded by this quiet, peaceful scene, as though you too drift upon the calm waters of rebirth. Inhale deeply, letting the serenity of the moment fill you, and exhale, feeling grounded, steady, and fully at ease. With your body relaxed and your mind open, allow the story to guide you into this world of courage, resilience, and the promise of new beginnings, where life rises once more from the depths. Take one last deep breath in and let it out softly. Now, let us begin. As Zeus watched the mortal world from his throne on Olympus, he felt a growing discontent with humanity's arrogance. Despite gifts from the gods, mortals had become defiant and neglectful, abandoning temples, neglecting sacrifices, and openly questioning the need for divine rule. Their pride and ambition grew unchecked, a direct affront to the order Zeus sought to maintain. He saw in their independence a dangerous potential, a reminder of Prometheus's rebellion and the fire that had ignited mortal ambition. Concerned that mortals no longer respected the boundaries between their world and Olympus, Zeus considered his options. Some gods urged caution, seeing the mortals as imperfect but redeemable, capable of learning from their mistakes. Others, like Poseidon, advocated for punishment, a swift display of divine power to remind mortals of their place. Driven by a desire to restore reverence, Zeus resolved to unleash a flood upon the world, a deluge so powerful it would wipe the slate clean, washing away mortal pride and returning humanity to a state of humility and dependence on the gods. With a heavy heart, Zeus summoned dark clouds and commanded Poseidon to stir the seas. Together, they prepared a flood unlike any the world had ever seen, a force that would remind mortals of the might of Olympus and the delicate balance between their lives and the favor of the gods. The flood began as a heavy rain, gentle at first, but soon growing into a relentless torrent that showed no signs of stopping. Rivers overflowed, valleys became lakes, and entire cities vanished beneath the rising waters. Mortals, terrified and helpless, gathered on hilltops and rooftops, praying to the gods who had once shown them mercy. But Zeus's resolve remained unbroken, his anger fueling the storm as the floodwaters swept across the land, washing away generations of arrogance and pride. As the waters rose, the cries of mortals faded, replaced by the relentless roar of the deluge. Olympus watched as the world was transformed, cleansed of humanity's defiance. But amid the destruction, a quiet sadness settled over some of the gods, a sorrow for the lives lost and the dreams washed away. Zeus, though firm in his decision, felt the weight of his actions, knowing that he had chosen destruction over redemption. flood, while a tool of justice had unleashed a wave of loss that even the gods could not undo. In his bid to restore order, Zeus had cleansed the world, but the emptiness that followed left a void, a stark reminder of the cost of wielding absolute power. Yet, amidst the ruin, one mortal couple remained, a man and a woman whose devotion to the gods had not wavered. Deucalion, the son of Prometheus, and his wife Pyrrha were spared by Zeus's grace, their piety and humility granting them a chance to survive. They had watched the flood with heavy hearts, mourning the lives lost and the beauty of their world destroyed. But they clung to their faith, hoping that they might be given a chance to rebuild. When the storm finally ceased and the waters began to recede, Deucalion and Pyrrha found themselves alone in a desolate landscape. They journeyed to the temple of Themis, goddess of justice, seeking guidance. In the quiet ruins of the world, they prayed for a way to restore humanity, to honor the gods by rebuilding what had been lost. Moved by their reverence, Themis offered them a cryptic answer. Cast behind you the bones of your mother. Though puzzled at first, Deucalion understood that mother referred to Gaia, the earth itself. Gathering stones from the ground, he and Pyrrha threw them over their shoulders, and each stone transformed into a human being. Men and women arose from the earth, a new generation born from the remnants of the past, humbled by the flood, yet grateful for the life they had been granted. Through their resilience and faith, Deucalion and Pyrrha rekindled hope, marking the dawn of a renewed humanity, tempered by the lessons of the flood and the grace of the gods. As the new generation of mortals took their place in the world, they bore with them the memory of the flood, a legacy of humility and reverence that would shape their lives and their relationship with the divine. They built altars to the gods, honoring the forces that had both created and nearly destroyed them. Mortals remembered the flood as a reminder of their own frailty, a tale passed down through generations as a warning of the consequences of pride. Zeus, seeing humanity's renewed devotion, felt a mix of satisfaction and reflection. The flood had achieved his aim, restoring a sense of respect among mortals. But he could not ignore the cost, the lives that had been lost and the sorrow it had brought to the world. For all his power, Zeus understood that his actions had created a profound impact, one that would forever color humanity's view of the gods. The flood had reinforced the strength of Olympus, but it had also introduced an element of fear and caution in humanity's reverence. Olympus, too, felt the weight of the flood. The gods saw that power alone could shape the mortal world, but it could not command loyalty without respect. The flood had brought humanity closer to the gods, but it had also planted a seed of mistrust, a reminder that the gods' wrath was as swift as their mercy. In the aftermath of the flood, Zeus often found himself contemplating the balance between justice and mercy. He had wielded his authority with the intent to restore order, but he had also seen the grief it had left in its wake. As he looked upon the world, Zeus came to understand that ruling through fear alone could fracture the harmony he sought to create. The flood taught him that while power could enforce obedience, true loyalty required compassion and wisdom. Mortals were resilient, capable of learning from their mistakes and finding strength in adversity. Zeus recognized that humanity's reverence would mean little if it came solely from fear, that he would need to rule with both strength and understanding. The flood had left its mark on the world, a reminder that the gods' power, while absolute, was not without consequence. In his reflections, Zeus resolved to govern Olympus with a new approach, one that balanced authority with discernment, power with patience. He had achieved his goal, but the flood's legacy served as a caution, a reminder that even a god's wrath must be tempered by wisdom. The story of the flood became a cornerstone of mortal lore, a tale of divine judgment and second chances. The new generation of mortals held tightly to the lessons of the flood, honoring the gods with reverence yet mindful of the consequences of hubris. They saw Deucalion and Pyrrha as symbols of resilience and piety, figures who had weathered the storm and emerged as torchbearers of hope and humility. To the gods, the flood was both a victory and a lesson. It reminded them of their dominion over life and death, yet it also revealed the complexity of ruling beings who possessed both ambition and fragility. Each god took something different from the flood. Hera saw it as a reaffirmation of loyalty, Athena as a moment of learning, and even Poseidon understood the balance required in wielding such immense power. But for Zeus, the flood became a legacy of caution. He understood that mortals would remember him not only as a protector, but as a force of nature, capable of great kindness and devastating wrath. He saw in humanity a mirror of Olympus, a realm that thrived on balance, where every decision carried weight and every choice had ripple. Among the gods, a newfound respect for the mortal world took root. They had seen humanity brought to its knees, but they had also witnessed its resilience, its capacity to rebuild. The gods understood that the bond between Olympus and the mortal world was fragile, built on both reverence and fear. They realized that their influence could inspire loyalty, but it could also sow seeds of doubt if wielded carelessly. As Zeus looked out from his throne, he knew that his actions had reshaped the world, setting a precedent for the power of the gods. But he also saw the potential for harmony, a world where mortals and gods coexisted, bound by respect rather than domination. The flood had been a means to restore order, but it had also served as a lesson in the delicate balance of power. one that would guide his future decisions and the choices of those who ruled beside him. But the flood was only one of many consequences of Zeus's actions. Join us in the next episode as we delve into the story of Hercules, Zeus's mortal son, who must face trials that will test his strength, his loyalty, and his connection to both gods and men. Discover how Hercules' journey will shape the legacy of Zeus and challenge the bond between mortals and Olympus in ways the king of the gods could never have foreseen. Until we meet again, may your path be filled with peace, strength, and a touch of magic. I'm young Homer, and I look forward to our next story.